Thank you very much. Welcome back to this one aristocratic channel of ours, and this is Matric Plus Naked Specialist. Ensure that you are hitting the subscription button and ensure that you are sharing this channel. And then today we are going to look at English home language and both English first additional language in grade 12. So bear in mind, I know that grade 12s you are writing, and then you are soon to be writing your examination. I want to take this opportunity and wish you a very good luck. So let us ensure that we are getting these overview marks that we can get and see that when we are writing paper 3, let us ensure that we stick to the guidelines which have been stipulated in ensuring that we get the good marks at the end of the overview of the English first additional language paper 3. So ensure that this one, it is paper 3, that we get the good marks. At the time frame that is stipulated in terms of writing, the duration, it will be 2.5 hour long paper, and there are 3 sections that you need to take note of. Section A, B, and C. You must answer 1 question from each section of the 3, and the total marks is 100 marks. So let us ensure that we are also tuning on up until the end of the module. Here it is the summary of these 3 sections that I am talking about. And then when you need to write a good essay, you need to stick to the guidelines which have been stipulated. And in section A, we've got essays. Remember that we've got different types of essays. We've got descriptive essay, we've got narrative essay, and then we've got the argumentative essay, or the essay whereby you are given a picture and they say write an essay based on the picture that you are given and provide a caption for that. So those are the particular essays that you need to ensure that you understand very well. And in terms of the mark allocation, the markers and the moderators, they would like to your essay to carry this particular content in terms of the planning of the essay. Remember, when you are writing an essay, you need to ensure that you write the first draft, and then you also need to ensure that you write the final draft. That one, it goes without failure. And I want you to stop the ideology of leaving on before the time allocation it is entailed in the examination. And then that content and the planning, it is for 30 marks, which is here. The language, style, and editing, that is for 15 marks. The structure, it is for 5 marks. Remember, when we are talking about the language, the style, and the editing, we mean that you need to ensure you are using the correct wording. The style, which is the choices of words that you use, which we refer to the diction, you need to understand them. And then we talk about editing your structure. You must have the first draft and you need to have the final draft to understand this concept. And that it is for 5 marks, which is in a total of 50 marks. In section B, we've got the longer transactional text, which they are in the maximum of 30 marks. And what I allocate these marks are the content should be planned, and it is for 80 marks. And then number 2, we talk of number 2, let us talk of the language and the style and the editing of this. It is for 12 marks. And then let us understand that the total, it is for 30 marks. When we are moving to section E, we've got the shorter transactional text in this instinct. And then we are saying in the now of 20 marks. So in this one, we are talking about the content and the planning, which must include the first draft, and the final draft must be included. And then we talk of the language, the style, and the editing. They must be entailed. And then that would be for 12 marks. And the other one, it would be for 8 marks, which will result in 20 marks. So you need to ensure that now we are going to discuss the essays in terms of the formats.
Oh, didn't you feel it?
Okay, and then it is recommended that you are spending this particular time frame on this particular 30 marks, which is equivalent to 40 minutes. And then section C, you need to spend at least 30 minutes, which is for 20 marks. So that is the time frame that you need to spend. Avoid going before the examination. Avoid that. And again, you can see that here we are having an essay which we are saying that it is a reflective essay. What is important is that you are going to write. For example, a reflective essay, it means now you reflect based on the experience that you have, advice that you have seen over the time. And a reflective essay is written to explain what the writer thinks based on what has transpired before, and he feels for that about an object or an idea. They are saying that we are having different types of experiences. Some of them we have accumulated them as we are growing from the teenagehood level. So you can tell us about more based on those particular experiences. So we are saying number 2, it is subjective based on the writer's personal experience and uses the understand that the pronoun, it is the word before the noun. And in the essay, time and again, you find the words I, we, and us as being written there. So the word subjective, we are kind of view on how you see things or on how you perceive things. That is the subjective. It is based on your feelings and the opinions. Let us understand that the reflective essay, it usually includes the writer's emotional reactions or the feelings. So remember that if ever something triggers happiness, which has transpired before, it would be evident based on the smile and the facial expression, which is good, that is going to be expressed. And based on the feelings, one can trigger how you feel based on how you act. It could be about, for example, past events, which are the personal things which have transpired before. All right. And then let us see now. And then when we are writing this descriptive essay, you need now to put the thoughts and the ideas on how you write. Your thoughts should be gathered together, and then there should be hopes and dreams about the essay topic. How do you write about that now? Number one, you need to ensure now you write about what you know or what you have experienced. This will make it easier to write well about the ideas and the thoughts or your feelings that you have expressed. Remember that experiences, they play a vital role in how you are going to express your facial expressions. And then you're saying number 2, you choose interesting words. Remember that the key word is interesting words. So we are saying that you need to choose the right diction, the choices of words, which will now allocate the marker and interest in giving you marks. And you need to ensure that we are using similes or the metaphors that describes emotions. Remember that they can play a vital role or your focal point in terms of how you view your things. And then you must understand that you may use a flashback expired before and you are having some images on it. This means that your essay begins in the present and something that causes you to reflect on a past event. You need to describe the past events through the essay and return to the present in the final paragraph. That is the technique that you need to understand when you're talking about the reflective essay. For an example, we are given there, I floated with the sound of that simple song. So we are saying the repetition of the letter S, it emphasizes the importance now of the floating. So we are saying that it is a simile. That is the repetition of the letter S. And back to the schoolroom where our lives have been blank pages waiting to be fired. So you need to understand these ideologies very well. You need to understand. When we are moving in now, we would see that we must now choose the steps. We must understand the steps of writing an essay. You don't just write an essay, but you follow these particular steps. And now we are saying step number 1, you choose this particular essay, and if it is fitting, it will be a reflective essay, and the caption would be things I would like to achieve by the age that I am 30 as the what? As the topic. Remember that planning, it is given marks, it is allocated marks. So you need to plan the essay, and then the learner may use the mind map. Remember that when you are using the mind map, you need to organize ideas on what you are going to talk about. So things, they should be chronologically, they should be in order. And then we are saying at the epicenter, we've got the title, things that I would like to achieve by the age that I'm 30. We've got different paragraphs. And we are saying that paragraph number 1, it is the introduction. So we are saying we are introducing the topic in paragraph number 1, and the topics will be ideas of success, what success is not, and what it means to me. So this is the overview on what is the introduction, and it is just an introduction to the topic. And then we are having now a paragraph number 2. We are saying we are giving examples of the pink and the brain striving from the same thing to conquer the world. So these are the things that we are going to talk about. And then in paragraph that you dream of in terms of when you are 30. And then we are saying that I will be a senior auditor. Maybe perhaps that is the job description that you would like to go through. And then we must understand that we are having my own offices and with the name and the door. So we are saying these are the ideas that you are pitching to us, that examinations they are near. And then if ever we are moving on, let's talk about the conclusion part, which is the most important part now. So that is when you now give your own thoughts, your opinions based on the. This is the achievers. What is it? What difference does it give? And dreamers have to become doers. So they must do something about that and then quit from the jobs. So we are saying that the other ideology is that people they are stranded looking out for the job while the job it is for the other people. So that is what we will be looking on. Remember that these steps they need to be followed. There are 4 steps. The draft essay, you write and edit the draft. What is it that you mean when you are writing a draft? And then editing, it means checking your draft and correcting any grammar, punctuation, spelling errors. You can also your writing stronger. So it means your diction can be changed. And then we are saying this it can be a typical example of the essay. So we are saying we are having the title, Things I Would Like to Achieve by the Time I am. Success is not. It's not about money or power. Although I have to admit, these do have a certain ring to them. Success is bounding out of the door here to contain the excitement of going to work. That the error was made here, but you can get to the point, and then success is bringing together people with similar. So can you see the error is made in similar universal dreams and goals and inspiring people you work with to walk the axis that the learner corrects there her spelling there. This is the right spelling. She shortens the sentence to make it more effective in terms of the similar. And then and goals here. This is what she does in terms of making the word to be and sentences to be effective. I want what I want to success. I used to sit in brain and every single day, Pinky asked brain, what are we going to do to determination? Today we will conquer the world. I guess it must have brainwashed me for somehow. For now, I strive for the same thing. So this is the body. So you can see that the error that was made in front, it is corrected in. Then we are moving on again. You know how they say that people reach their prime when they are 30. Just enough ignorance still to still there's an error. Have energy and just enough smarts to use the energy wisely. At 30, confidentially walking to the door of my office, marked senior auditor. Never once I'm leaving a white picket fence with 2.5 alleged a name for myself on the corporate ladder. So you can see that there are still errors there. In terms of number 1, she correct the position in terms of still. Number 2, she uses the correct verb, which is to the tend. Then there's an intent, and then we can see that the other aspect that the order was given. So she correct the spelling of the correct one. Right. And then if we are moving on again, okay, talk of writing the final draft now. So this one, it is the final draft. Okay? It is the final draft. Things I would like to achieve by the time I am 30. There are numbers of things. Success is not, it's not about money or power, although I have to admit that these do have a certain ring in them, and success is bounding in the door of mornings. So everything here, you can see that it is been achieved and it has been good, and you'd see that at the word count here, it is also been written in a correct manner. That is correct, guys. So we need to understand those things, and then we need to ensure that being understood. All right. And then let us read it. You can see now. Success is bounding out of the door, excitement of going to work, a bit pretentiously, but you get the point. Universal dreams and inspiring people you work with to work with the extra mile. So they are telling us here, based on the aspect of the success, you need to bring people together with the same goals, with the same drive, with the same personality, methodology in terms of the dream. So, paragraph number 2, I want that. I want success. I used to sit in front of the television watching Bingy and Brain. What are we going to do today? And Brain would answer with such determination. Today we will constantly have brainwashed me somehow. For now, I strive for the same thing. So it's giving us, in terms of reflecting on what he wanted to achieve. And then if we are moving on, you know how they say that people reach their prime when they are at 30, just enough ignorance still to have the energy and just enough smarts to use the energy wisely. At 30, I intend to be confidently a senior auditor. So we can see that these are his dreams, the drive, the personality, and what is it that she wants to achieve in life. Never at once I dreamt about the whole living air, Saben a living, a white picket fence with 2.5 allergic chickens. No, I dream of making a name for myself in the corporate ladder. So you see that as he's growing, she wants to be a senior auditor. She's looking forward to the dream job. She wants to achieve what is it that she wants to achieve? And you check the structure in terms of the wordings that he used, very formal, and then you check the conclusion. Let us go to the conclusion. And then this isn't some futile dream. I'll give up halfway with this because dreamers have to be doers in order to be achievers. So it means she's saying that you need to do things and then you need to ensure that you realize your goals. And then lastly, recently, the deceased Steve Jobs said, these were crazy enough to think they can conquer the world. And thank you very much for tuning on at this module. And thank you very much for tuning on in terms of knowing on how to write an essay. And then now we'll go also and then tune on for more of our paper 3. Thank you very much for your time.